Thank you for joining us yet again on the Duck News. This is Francis, back with two more stories from the previous week. One of these is historic, the other just plain frustrating. We'll let you decide which is which on your own time. This week we'll be discussing the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the policy that allowed homosexuals to serve in the armed forces as long as no one could suspect they were, in fact, homosexual. Of course, this legislation could never have been voted on until the Republican Party had their tax cuts demands met, which is a nice segue into our second headline about the tax cuts being passed. There is no question that in the March for Equality, December 18, 2010 is a grand milestone. It must also be a relief for servicemen and women who love their vocation and their country, but are forced to hide who they are completely or lead secret double lives, in fear of casual discovery the entire time. For some accurate feedback on this point, the Duck News has brought you Sergeant Williker, a drill instructor for the Army. He comes to us live from his still undisclosed location. Sergeant Williker, how are you?
I'm doing outstanding, Private Duck.
And this is exactly why I decided the broadcasting career and not the military for my vocation. Tell me, are you relieved that Don't Ask, Don't Tell has been repealed?
Absolutely. As you know, two of the Army core values are honor and integrity. And it's hard to live by the core values when you're living a lie.
Has Don't Ask, Don't Tell caused you stress in any other way?
Hell yeah, soldier. Do you have any idea the sexual frustration I feel on any given day working with the young, lusty men? Supervising showers and workouts, watching them do calisthenics?
Why not transfer out of boot camp?
Son, at this stage in my career, I have two options. Successfully serve as a stateside recruiter, or successfully serve as a drill instructor. Are you aware of how difficult it is to get Americans to sign up to fight in an active war zone?
Fair enough. So what will you do now, given the repeal?
Now I might be able to get the pencil necks at the battalion HQ to transfer me to a female company. That'll calm down the old libido right quick.
Prior to passing the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, however, a tax cut situation had to be resolved. The Bush tax cuts, of questionable value when passed, and they haven't really proven themselves yet, were set to expire. President Obama and congressional Democrats wanted to allow the top bracket cut to expire, forcing citizens earning more than $250,000 a year to pay roughly 3% more in taxes annually. It was a tool to help close the deficit. Senate Republicans insisted the cuts for all levels be extended and promised to filibuster any bill that did not include the high-income cuts. That included Don't Ask, Don't Tell, as well as a bill to provide health care to 9/11 first responders. However, the tax cuts were passed, and now we're looking to a Mr. Hausfrau, a man who boasts a yearly income of over $750,000 from unspecified sources, for a reaction. Unfortunately, his yacht was not quite large enough to contain both a cornucopia of undressed beautiful women and our camera crew, so we only have audio from Mr. Hausfrau. Now, Mr. Hausfrau, are you there with us?
Why, yes I am. Darling, please, leave that alone for a moment. Go refill your glass. What can I do for you, Francis?
Well, Mr. Hausfrau, I'm trying to get your reaction to the extension of the Bush tax cuts. Are you relieved to hear they passed?
Well, to be honest, Francis, I haven't set foot on American soil in about a year now. The Caribbean is just so delightful. Monica, Cherie, I told you to leave that alone while I'm speaking with the nice duck. But now you bring it to my attention. It is a good thing to hear I can keep my tax structure the same.
Tax structure? How do you mean, Mr. Hausfrau?
Well, had 3% of my income been funneled back to the feds, I'd have to find 3% of pre-tax deductions to make. Perhaps another proxy 401k or a small ineffective charity, maybe another health savings account. Have to make things balance, you know.
Is that legal, Mr. Hausfrau?
Well, my lawyer assures me the IRS can't afford the manpower to unravel the few loose ends.
Ah, right then. So you don't plan on stimulating the economy by spending money in your hometown of Cleveland, Ohio?
Oh, heavens no! Why on earth would I want to go back to such a dreadful hole-in-the-wall place when I can cruise off Aruba nearly all year?
And I think that's all we really need to hear, Mr. Hausfrau. Thank you very much. And now we are contractually obligated to show you another crappy commercial from our god-awful sponsor.
Gah. Did you just pick up some landed estate in England, man? Some nice, pretty thing a lord used to own till he fucked up and gambled away all his money, man? Thought it would like little ponds and pretty bushes, man? Did some ducks show up, man? Come for the nice pretty water and tasted berries off the bushes, man? Like, what the hell, right, man? You thought these English ducks would have, like, more class than to wander on the private property, man. Thought they'd at least have a cooler quack sound. Some kind of duck accent, man. Not this plain old duck crap, man. Come on, right?
Well, it's quite all right, old chap. England's got just as many ex-cons as you do in the States. Shank-a-Duck's British office has all the contacts you need to deal with these pesky aquatic fiends. Before you can say what, our jolly old ex-cons will shank those ducks and eliminate the problem. Of course, you'll have to find some willing tenant to go around and sponge up the blood and feathers, but one really can't expect perfection post-Empire. Now, can we, old chap?
For more information, please call 1-800-SHANK-A-DUCK for all your duck shanking needs. That's 1-800-SHANK-A-DUCK for all your duck shanking needs. Again, that's 1-800-SHANK-A-DUCK for all your duck shanking needs. Again, that's 1-800-SHANK-A-DUCK for all your duck shanking needs.